SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information.
Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. We're finishing up week 4 of the NFL preseason here on Thursday night with a matchup between the Arizona Cardinals heading into the Mile High City to play the Denver Broncos. The spread here is right at a pick'em with a total of 38.5 points. Now the Cardinals lost for the first time this preseason here last week in week 3 to the San Diego Chargers. Only scored 7 points in that game. It was a bit of a disappointing performance on an offensive standpoint because the only touchdown came from Carson Palmer and the starters late in the second quarter, and then they failed to score the entire second half. The Broncos did win in week 3, but without the starters here, the scoring could be a problem coming into week 4, as they did put up a ton of points in week 3 when the starters played most of the game, but in weeks 2 and 1 have not put up a whole lot of points this preseason in Denver. With that being said, and with Osweiler and Drew Stanton under center here for both teams coming in to start this game, assuming of course that both veteran quarterbacks do not play, which I think is almost a lock. I do think that the under is the best play for this game. I think 38.5 may be just a bit too much for these two teams that have shown when their starters come out of the game that their offense could struggle here this preseason. I think the total may just be a bit too overinflated here, considering that the Broncos did have an offensive explosion here last week in week 3 of the preseason, but of course their offensive weapons will not be on the field at all in this game. It'll be mostly backups, and with Osweiler in the game, who has not looked good this preseason, I'm not really liking the chances. Both teams have adequate and above average defenses when their starters in the game. I think that will continue to play even with the second and third stringers in the game. Defense will also be a very big factor into this game, especially for the guys who are trying to make the roster right there on the fringe. 38.5, like I said, is probably just a bit too high. It's one of the higher totals of week 4 of the preseason, where we do see some lower totals normally come out. And right now, Arizona only averaging 12 points per game so far this preseason. Denver not that much better, even after their 20-plus point performance last week, only averaging 16 points per game this preseason. So I think a very low-scoring game is very probable here between these two teams. That's why I'm taking the under and adding it to my NFL picks here for Thursday night. So best of luck to you. I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of The Sharp Pick.